there's a couple new channels I started watching. I'd seen them both around for a while. The one I just want to talk about today was, and now I won't remember the name. Hey, little guy. And now I won't be able to think of the name. What's the name of it? Oh, The Alchemist. Yeah. A woman named Sarah. It reminds me a little bit of like what Regan Kelly does over at Transforming the Darkness. She's like that kind of thing. Like really, really plugged in, super knowledgeable, really articulate. I don't know if that's a compliment. No, it's fine. She's really articulate. It's like, well, yeah. I don't know. But Sarah, most of her takes are the same as mine on a lot of this metaphysical stuff. Except where I will stumble over everything. And there's a lot of pauses. And like, it's like, with her, it's just boom, boom, boom. She just lays it out. A total brevity machine, you know, just like lays it all out, easy to understand. She's a little bit more intense than Regan, where Regan has sort of like this calming kind of relaxing thing. Sarah's, she's, you know, not aggressive kind of, but she's a lot more intense. You know, time is short. And she's great. Like, she's great. Like, an idea that would take me 25 minutes to stumble and mumble across out here, she does in 5. And like I said, yeah, a lot of it's the same. And the funny thing is like I see this a lot. Like, almost the same wording, too. And it's like, we don't know each other at all. And I'm just really looking at her stuff for the first time. And it's like the same thing. Like, we're getting the same messaging, the same intuitive messages, or the same message from source, or whatever you want to call it. And with Regan as well, it's the same way. So it's good. It gives me, it's encouraging, you know. And I like when I find new people, especially women, who talk like the kind of stuff we talk about here, the metaphysical stuff, spiritual stuff, because then I can show my wife and be like, look, see, I'm not crazy. She doesn't think I'm crazy. She gets it, but she has to keep her eye on the ball as far as the real world. She takes care of real world things, like she talks to people that I don't want to talk to. You know, she does the things I can't. So we work together really well. But yeah, she gets it. And at first, when I first started going hard in the paint down this road, I don't know what she thought. I mean, she knew that I'd been hospitalized, and there was some mental illness in the family. In fact, when I met her is right when I came out of a hospital. I think it was the first time I went in. This is like 2008. And I'd met her just prior to going in. In fact, we were supposed to go out that weekend. And here's the weirdest shit, right? Like, we didn't really know each other that well. You know, we'd met like on Facebook. Or no, MySpace. On MySpace. I don't know how. Oh, I know what it was. I thought she was someone else. I thought she was this person I know. I thought it was her sister. And I sent her a text saying, hey, how you guys doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Because at that time, I'd kind of left the band and I was, you know, doing all this other stuff. I hadn't been in the city, so I hadn't seen anyone in a while. So, and she was like, oh, I don't, you know, you think all Asian people look the same or something? And I said, well, yeah, they do, kind of. And that's how we met. we talked for a little while. Like, it was a while, actually, because I'm always kind of flighty with that shit. I'm always tied up in useless stuff. She was busy with her family. I think at the time she was still running, she had a clothing business, a kids' clothing business, that she was in the process of shutting down. She was busy, I was busy. It took us a while to get together. So then one weekend, we made plans to meet up. And that's when my sister brought me for a psych eval because they were worried about I'd become kind of agoraphobic a bit. I was staying in the house because I had gotten sober. And the only way I could maintain sobriety is to just stay inside. And I had to, I left the band I was in at the time. I kind of cut off ties with all my friends. And outside of going to the comic book store, I wasn't going anywhere. And that, along with the always saying kind of crazy shit, crazy to them, not to me. You know, at that time, I think it wasn't so much metaphysical stuff, it was more conspiratorial stuff. I was putting together that there was a system of control. It was the really early days of that for me. This is 2008. So I was saying some alarming stuff to them. I wasn't leaving the house. So they said, let's just see how your mental health is. Maybe you're depressed, maybe or whatever. So I was like, yeah, okay. I mean, if that makes people feel better or less worried or whatever. So I went for the evaluation, and I spoke to a doctor, and I really impressed her because within a half hour I was being strapped into an ambulance stretcher and being put in the ambulance for a 40-minute ride to Newburyport. But so that weekend, right, I was supposed to meet up with my wife, and I wasn't going to be able to use my phone because they take your phone. And before I even got on the ambulance, they took the phone, and they're like, do you want to make any phone calls? Like any last minute phone calls or whatever. And the only call I made was to my wife. I'm like, yeah, hey, about this weekend, I'm not going to be able to do it. And she's like, are you going to a mental hospital? Swear to God. And I think she said it as a joke or something, or she wasn't sure, but she said that. And I'm like, yeah. And really weird that she would say that. So when I came out of there, I was loaded up with medications. I think I came out of there with 8 different. At one point it got up to 11 different. And these are medications you take several times a day. So I was just like, I slept for like 6 months. So that's how we met. So I wasn't leaving the house even then. It was just I was in bed. But how the fuck did I get to that? What was I? Okay, Sarah, the Alchemist channel, saying the same things, same takes. Then she's more articulate. I don't know what the fuck I was going with that. But wherever you go, there you are. But yeah, it's a good channel, and I'll link it in the the comments below, so you can check it out. It's like I said, it's all the stuff I talk about, except done much better, which is most of these kind of channels. But the thing with me is I don't do scripts. Like, I don't prepare anything. I kind of have like an idea of what I'm going to talk about. I'll think about something, but yeah, it's all stream of consciousness, kind of off the cuff. So sometimes you got to dig through a bunch of crap to get the good point of what I'm saying, the information. But yeah, this woman's on point. It's really good, so check it out. And that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, nothing going on. Very quiet here tonight in Waikiki. Embarrassingly, I'm not sure what night it is. I'm gonna say it's a Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? I don't know. I'm not very good with time. One thing she mentioned too, that this other new channel that I was watching talked about, is how time is being artificially stretched. In the world of frequency, when you have the radio station controls, you have the dial, and you can dial into frequencies. It's like if you get Pro Tools, you can see the music on the screen. It's like represented by different bars, different colors, whatever. It's like a physical thing in that way. So whoever has the hands on the controls have been stretching time out so they can, I believe, and I don't know if this is what their conclusions were, to extend their good time here. They've used our energy to extend their own lives and live like kings and queens here in the in the physical realm, in the 3D. And once it wraps up for them, they have really nothing to look forward to but bad things, Once this ends, it's the pit. Another interesting thing she talked about too was how I always talk about critical mass. How we have to reach a critical mass with being aware to finally transcend out. And she was saying, yeah, we don't know exactly what that number is. It's probably a smaller number than we'd imagine. But she feels that what's holding us back from getting there isn't so much the amount of people, but it's the quality of the people, of each person in their journey. Like they're stuck with some things. They need to get rid of some things. I feel that way about myself too. I like sometimes I run into these walls where I feel like I'm not plugged in anymore. And luckily, whenever I start getting too down about it, some kind of thing will happen to jostle me out of it. And that happened recently too. And so she's talking about that too, like as far as what we have to do is have more of a quality kind of awareness. Just being aware helps, like just understanding that it's a thing that's happening. And I've said that quite a lot too. The way to beat a lot of the stuff or to avoid it is to just know it's happening. And when you know it's happening, that's almost like a defense right there. It helps you to, it's like seeing the trick, like I always say about the rabbit, the assistant giving the magician the rabbit under his coat. So when he pulls it out of the hat, it doesn't work on you because you saw him get slipped the rabbit. So just being aware of these systems immediately gives you some kind of defense against them, or at least gives you a way to begin to build a defense against them and then operate outside them. But yeah, there's a lot of commonality between the things I talk about and she touches on in a much more efficient manner. But yeah, check it out. The wind stopped. I'm just gonna hit the store and head home for the night. Don't blame the teacher, blame the school.